I got another one for you. I'm going to react to this one. Let's go. Liberal Hive Mind. Love you, brother.
Well, obviously, we're talking about the complete dumpster fire that was the Kamala HQ account on X. Nothing but lies and propaganda 24/7, cutting clips completely out of context. I mean, it was almost impressive how bad that account was. Well, here's the person who ran it.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Kapp and I ran the Kamala HQ TikTok. Let's get a few things up.
Hold on. You're proud of that? Are you really proud of that?
By the way, I've been seeing your comments. First up, we did have 2 Gen Z interns behind the account.
Oh, who would have known?
3 Gen Z staffers.
I bet they're all young.
I was the oldest on the account at the age of 25.
25?
So much fun creating content for you guys on this platform and seeing all of the hope and joy. And while the election results...
25? You were the oldest at 25?
Now, I will be the first to admit that I felt incredibly numb after the election results came in. I will never forget waking up the next morning at 5 a.m. to a phone full of messages saying, "I'm sorry, Lauren." But as the vice president said during her concession speech, sometimes the fight takes a while, and that does not mean that we won't win. So now is the time to get even more involved, and we have to mobilize and organize and get ready, not only for the 2026 midterms, but the 2028 cycle. I'm going to start posting out here more. I know I'm sorry it's not Kamala HQ, but it's up to us guys to hold Donald Trump and
I'm not sorry. I'm glad.
We need to do it together.
Hi everyone, my name is Ethan Kelly, and I was the intern that helped run Kamala HQ.
What is that? Is that a guy?
It has really taken me a
That
while
is a guy.
to find the words to
Is it?
convey my
Yeah.
true appreciation for being able to be involved with this election. This election felt like it was the first time that we saw members of the Democratic Party really start to listen to young people and really trust us in reaching people where they are. The team behind Kamala HQ was extraordinarily young, especially given its impact and reach across the country. I'm 21 years old.
Maybe that was why. The person that was in charge of everything was only 25 years old. Neurologically speaking, your brain isn't even fully developed by then. What? This is why most of the time in most companies or everything, you don't really see young people running them. It's a very uncommon thing. I don't understand. Oh, here. Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting.
And I'm Gen Z, and there was no one on my team older than 25. In fact, it's my boss, Lauren, who is the oldest member of Kamala HQ, who is 25 years old. Now, I really felt like I learned so much and was able to have such amazing impact.
What's she now?
From the role as an intern.
What's she now?
This is the last screenshot I have from the account.
Oh, yeah?
On the day of the election. We hit 5.3 million followers.
Okay.
It's crazy to think about, but when I started in May, we had just under 250,000.
See, this is something I don't think many people think about, like as followers or subscribers or, people that are on your account, unless they're actually spending the money to support your work and your content, your videos. Let's just say hypothetically, okay? Let's just say I decide to go on Google and make like 100 emails, okay? I can create 100 accounts. It's math that is taught in kindergarten, okay? Now, let's just say hypothetically, I want to get on Google and make 500 emails and have all 500 or 100 of those said emails, all different accounts, and subscribe or follow your stuff. Not saying everyone does it. Not saying everybody does it. But that one, even if one person just does 20. So let's just say 5 people, hypothetically speaking, 5 people, each one of these 5 people creates 20 different accounts. That's 100 accounts for only 5 people. Imagine that on a larger scale. Again, it's not rocket science, people. Let's say this. Maybe this is why Twitter was a botch at the time until Elon bought it and claimed it X and walked in with that sync. That was the best moment. I'll never forget the day that happened. And I'm not gonna lie, I was in tears of joy. And I was also like, dude, this guy's gonna save freedom of speech. Because without freedom of speech, you don't have freedom of thought. Okay? Let's keep playing the clip.
Now our work is not done. 2025 and 2026 and 2028 even are right around the corner.
All right.
No matter how hard it is.
Okay.
We can't stop fighting.
All right.
Yep, that's a publicly released video from the person who claimed to run the account, and they...
That is just... You can't have a handful of individuals that have been oh my God, I'm botching the term because my brain is fried. That has been propagandized into this way of thinking, that your way of thinking is the only way of thinking. I have, ever since I was little, I've had this saying, well, not little, but ever since I was in high school, I've had this saying. It has 5 key words in it, okay? You can think, believe, feel, assume, and accuse all you want, but that doesn't mean you're right. And context matters, especially on the internet. When so many people see the internet, it's black and white, okay? Let's say this is something that I've noticed that Democrats do and morocrats do all the time. Not saying it's intentional, but if it's a consistent pattern, like consistent as hell, okay? What they'll do is, let's just say Donald Trump, he speaks for 1 minute about abortion, okay? They'll take a clip, like 10 seconds or maybe even 7 seconds or something, out of that 1 minute conversation or that 1 minute talking point, and then they'll make their entire argument based off of that 7 or 10 seconds. That's not smart. That lacks IQ. That lacks common sense. That lacks critical thinking. That lacks a lot of things that us humans have had since the beginning of time to communicate with each other. And it's the thing, I made a video on it earlier about text messaging and emailing. Text messaging and emailing, yes, it's a convenient form of communication. It is very convenient. But the biggest con of it is the fact that there is no facial expression, there's no tone of voice, and there's no body language. Those are 3 key components to humans communicating with each other. Can you imagine a person that's deaf and let's say one deaf person wants to talk with another deaf person, okay? Can you imagine what those text messages would look like? Just a bunch of emojis going all over the goddamn place. Can you imagine? Not making fun of them, because I know that, again, I'm so curious if this video gets around and that little 10-second thing that I said there, 15-second thing there, gets taken out of context and is like, oh, this guy's making fun of deaf people. No, I'm fucking not. I'm trying to prove a point. I'm using a hypothetical. I'm critically thinking for y'all, because y'all apparently lack it. And as a father to a 6-year-old son, I refuse to allow him to grow up in this world where there's so many disingenuous, low IQ individuals that are on the left side that just don't have the critical thinking skills. Now, it might be your fault or not. It might be the education system or not. That could be debatable and that could be arguable. It can also be a big thing with the fact that, male and female, we're different, okay? We think differently. We choose differently. We're very different. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's the way our species was intended to be. But, oh man, like all these terms, Gen X, Gen Z, Gen X, Y, Z, and A, we're just going through the alphabet. What are we going to start doing? Like making an A forming into a B, and then that's, what is that? Generation Ebb, and then we're going to put an E and then a D and make it look wild or something, and then flip the D around so it's perpendicular with the E, and then be like generation like, no, like, dude, like, just, you're young, you're dumb. I was young and dumb. Everybody is that way. You can't be, it's just, again, it's common sense, okay? It's common sense, and it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of the video about, you got all these people that are between 18 and 25 operating Kamala Harris's X or whatever campaign account, whatever the heck it was. Why don't you have anybody that's older? You guys want to talk about diversity, and you guys want to talk about race and all this stuff. There's not enough black people in Trump's candidate. There's not enough diversity in Trump's candidate. There's not this, there's not that. But then you guys want to use only 18 and 25 to 25-year-olds for your account on X? Like, what? What are we doing? What are we doing? Is this really what we're doing nowadays? Is this really what we're doing? Again, there's another saying I like to say. There's a lot of sayings I have going on saying in this video, but I'm going to keep doing it. Conspiracy theorists need to not be called conspiracy theorists anymore. Hey, if you want to call us conspiracy theorists, that's fine. But you know what I call conspiracy theorists? You know what I call us? You know what I call us? Do you know? Nope. I call us pattern recognitionist. Okay? Pattern recognitionist. Know, and we are able, and we have the ability to remember things that happened years and years ago. The majority of you Democrats and the majority of you Immoralcrats and the majority of you Democratards can't even remember what you made for dinner 7 days ago. You can't even remember what you had for breakfast after you get out of college for the day. You can't even remember who you probably slept with like a year ago, okay? Like, that's the problem. You guys just lack critical thinking, you lack memory, you lack IQ, and it's just, again, it's a common denominator. We're not the problem, you're the problem. That's the reason why y'all lost the election and we won in a landslide. This should have happened in 2020. Wonder why? Like and subscribe. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Liberal High Mind. Love your content, brother. Peace and love, baby.